people in Old Town Gardens in Swindon. Sally DeMuth, an Occupational Health Adviser in Royal and Bassett. Good morning, Sally.
Good morning, Ben.
Listen, all that makes sense, doesn't it? But I'm sure there are some people crying at the radio saying, yeah, but that all sounds great, but my boss doesn't like me leaving the office.
Well, that's fine, but you are entitled to a lunch break. And it is a very, very good idea to get away from your desk. And fresh air is extremely good for boosting the serotonin levels, which can help with our mental health. And it gives you a feeling of being calm and more focused. So when you return to work in the afternoon, you can be a lot more productive.
Yeah, it's win-win, isn't it? It's a false economy to think that you're going to be efficient because you're there for an extra half hour when your mind's not really on it. What about that guy who said, staring at trees? How important is nature in it, or is it just literally getting out of the air-conditioned block?
Well, I think it's what suits the person. I quite often advise people to go for a nice brisk walk, especially if they're normally quite active. Being at a desk all day can be very frustrating. Their body craves that exercise, that boost in the circulatory system. But if somebody wants to go outside and sit at trees, you can actually practice your mindfulness, being in the moment, looking at what's around you, actually focusing on what you can taste, touch, feel, hear, see. It's all very, very good. It can help bring your brain back into a state of calm, a state of flux. So when you return to work, you can switch it back on. It's like a reboot for the mental health system.
Yeah, and often I think if you feel the need to justify getting out there and, like you say, having what you're entitled to anyway, when you relax and you're out and fresh air and maybe the endorphins are going in because you're going on your brisk walk to get to the bench in the park to eat your egg sandwich, that's when you can come up with great ideas and have a bit of inspiration anyway. So it benefits your boss as well, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, if you're not very keen on going on your own, then take a colleague. Try not to talk about workzone. I think it's very good idea to have that complete break. It's that time out from work. But take a colleague, set up a steps challenge with your team, see who can do the most steps. Get that sunlight in. That vitamin D is very good for your mental health. There's a lot of links to show that being outside and in the fresh air and in the daylight can really boost people. Of course, it's more of a problem in winter, and it's not so nice, and we don't want to go out very much. So see if you can club together and invest in one of those SAD lamps that will give off a similar sort of ray and give you the feeling of being out in proper daylight, especially if your office is dark and dim.
Sally DeMuth, thank you very much. Interesting thoughts. Occupational Health Adviser in Royal and Bassett. Yeah, don't talk shop. Don't be that person.